So for Alberta is Martin. Leading British.
Hard! Hard! You're gonna bump it far. Hard! Hard! Hard!
Don't have to bump it far, he said. Bump it far enough? No.
Just didn't finish, eh?
Well, it gives Quebec a chance, I think, to play the same kind of weight and get two.
Start working. Like,
gotta roll a bit, bud.
Wow, and has this ever turned around? Remarkably turned around.
Just draw, I think.
I don't understand what's going on. I should have bent big time.
Yeah, just draw. I think so. Did you move? That's what he took, but it took forever.
Just a draw out of the lid.
Took forever to get up.
Would you risk tapping this back, Linda?
Oh, this is a great chance. Just a little inside roll off that.
And you draw, and if you tick it, terrific. And
we got this, huh? That's too much. So we got to go here.
Okay.
Anything? Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Just draw. Just draw.
There's your explanation.
Draw, and as soon as I get a good line, I'll yell at you, go ahead. Because we got to go inside. We can't hit nose. We cannot go nose. It's not good. I think just draw, and as soon as we get it inside, let's go.
Well, this is another one of those opportunities for Quebec, Linda. He's had a number of them.
Right?
He's tightened the broom to make sure his does move. Kevin talked about how his didn't. So now it's a question of weight.
Final stone for Don Westphal.
Whoa, then, Luke. Whoa, Luke. Whoa.
Louis Biron, you can say the weight's up.
It's not moving.
Can't hit it on the nose, needs an inside roll. Do they tap it back, squeeze? Oh, the worst thing again.
That's unreal.
It didn't move. The door has been open for Westphal.
Look
Right
pretty
there,
good,
he had it slammed in his face. Steal of one. Alberta's up by 2.
Do you like my stones?
Ray Turnbull and Linda Moore have made a series of curling videos featuring world champions Jeff Stoughton and Kim Gillard. The mechanics of the delivery, sweeping motion, strategy of the game, plus a viewer's guide. Call 1-800-454-8888. Order yours today. Opportunities, and failed chances for Quebec.
Well, he really has had a number of golden opportunities, and none better than this one. You know, Kevin had him in trouble, but kind of, let him get out of it, and he made a pretty good shot with his first one. But he overthrew this, and then it's back 8-foot weight. You can see the weight when he hits it. And not only does he hit it, he moves the shot rock. I mean, he's got back 8-foot weight, and he's hit draw weight.
Updating the game between British Columbia and Manitoba as they play 8, and it's 4-2. BC leading. Barry McPhee from Kamloops. Manitoba's Vic Peters from the Granite in Winnipeg. There's a big shot for Peters, former Canadian champion. Look at the red stones all around the 8-foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this. By one, by that one for shot. He drew the 4-foot against 4 for his single. BC has hammer back and still leading 4-3. Prince Edward Island against Newfoundland, playing the 8th in a 2-2 tie. Final stone, Jeff Thomas, St. John's Curling Club, playing against the team from Charlottetown, skipped today by Peter Gallant, because Robert Campbell has the flu. This is a draw for 3 as he catches the 4-foot to lead there, and it's over on sheet D. New Brunswick against Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick will run Nova Scotia out of rock. So James Grattan, the youngest skip here from Thistle St. Andrews, is a winner in his opener against Lowell Golden from Dartmouth. And you're right, Alberta and Martin have had the power here today. They are up by 2. 4-2 as we go to 9. Louis Biron.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Kevin will be the first to tell you that there's been a number of shots that could have gone other ways. Then
that's all right.
The control of this game would have been with the boys in blue, but
let's go. Yep.
Or light blue.
Hard.
And
I don't think so.
That was a very, very big one, Linda. I mean, that was overthrown in my opinion. I think if he'd had the draw weight he talked about, it probably would have curled enough, and maybe he wouldn't have got the 2, but for sure he wasn't going to drive it back onto that back stone. So that was a golden opportunity that slipped away from Quebec. That's what this game is all about.
Now, it definitely has been a game of missed chances as opposed to the big shots. We saw the huge shot in the first end where Kevin Martin made a raise, and since then it seems to be the misses that have told the story for the game.
Okay. Try Root. It's close.
What do you think? Want to do that? We can do that. Yeah? What do you think?
Now, they have a possible 2 set
Like
up, but
that?
this is a situation where if you
Okay.
now make a play on the yellow rock, it's very early in the end, and you have to ensure nobody rolls out and there are no doubles made against you. So instead of that, Pierre's going to throw the guard on the shot that is actually second shot, their own rock in the house.
Clean. Clean. Not too tight.
You don't
Not
mind
too
this one.
tight.
You like this one high, actually, Linda,
Not too
too.
tight, guys. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Atta boy.
Come boy. Go. Spot.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin recognizes the stone that could cause the trouble is the guard, so he'll try and run this off, maybe make the double.
Rudy Remscharen.
Wow. That's a good shot, Root.
Same deal.
Same shot.
Pierre Charette.
We're back
Clean.
out then.
Line's good.
At last year's Labatt Brier in
Gotta curl a bit.
Kamloops, these
Gotta
two
curl a
teams
bit.
met in the 16th
Yep.
draw,
Yep.
and Alberta won that one 7-2.
Okay, well,
Then, of course, they met again in the
That's good.
semifinal,
That's
won
good.
9-8 by Alberta.
oh, man.
They'll play this a number of times, as Linda mentioned, Vic, so that when they get down to their third stones, then they'll maybe go in and make a play on the back one to lie 2, and then they only have to get through a couple of shots without allowing a double or a run back. They'll protect. Don Walchuk.
That is a tired-looking corn broom that he uses, isn't it? There's always one an event that this throwing tool that is not used for sweeping is a little bit worn out.
Even looks like it's an old shoelace holding it together.
They don't manufacture the corn brooms anymore, too. I was talking to Jimmy Fergal of 8-ender, and he was saying that the day is going to come when the guys that throw with corn brooms aren't going to be able to find them. So he was asking us at lunch the other day whether I felt that there was a market for just a throwing corn broom. I said, gee, I don't know, Jim. I don't think so.
Dan Lemery.
Really going. What? It's like it's going over curl. It's over curling. It's like it's picking on something. No, no, just let her die. No. Oh, no, no. What? Wow. Yeah. I think it picked halfway. Had to. Yeah. Yeah.
Time to give you the answer to our Canadian Airlines brain teaser. Who holds the record for most points scored in a game at the Brier? Lucy?
I don't know.
I think it's Garnet Campbell from Saskatchewan.
Not a good start, Ray. This is your Brier. Garnet Campbell, my goodness.
I read the book last night. What can I say?
Now, you know, you should just handle them all.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
thanks.
I go
don't-
for that.
I don't want them.
Well, the shot rock, the second shot rock is wide open, so Kevin will get it out of there now.
Real hard.
Real hard. Just doesn't want to jam it. That's the only worry here.
Well swept.
No problem.
And does it.
Sweep. Sweep.
It's a long week, and the sweeping is very important on this surface as well as the one we saw at the Agrodome in
I do that.
Vancouver. Means the sweepers are going to do a lot.
Here. Yeah, you can. He can make that. And flop. No.
The options, hitting this one here.
Let's do that.
Rolling in here. That's what he's going to do.
Bump.
He was talking about maybe freezing down to the back one. Trouble with going in behind this one, the rocks are going to be pretty close to each other. You could get the roll and the double.
Whoa. 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 Off. Off. Whoa. Right off. Whoa. Whoa. Right off. Right off. Right off. Right off. Whoa. That's a good shot, man. That's good. All right.
Draw?
Huh? No, I don't think so.
The reason Donnie is saying draw is that if you run this one back like this, you might jam that on that
that's
one.
all right.
Yeah.
Right here? Okay.
Kevin's just going to try and pick out the one that is partially in the house because of the danger of that other
You
shot.
like to pick or not really? Hate to draw and have him hit and roll, you know. Yeah, and even if it hit, even hit the guard on this one, it's not the worst. Just don't want to flash the works.
He leads by 2. Alberta 4-2 over Quebec. Kevin Martin's first. Right out of his hand.
Hard!
Don Bartlett.
Okay.
Rudy Ramshawn. Well, he got the front one. He said that's not the worst. But it does now allow Quebec to lie 2.
For that?
Yeah.
All right. You know, take that. It might just go.
Just bump?
That would bump.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, was that the right shot for Kevin Martin?
I don't know what he did to make it curl so much. It had been fairly straight. It's the kind of shot you expect Kevin Martin to make.
I don't think it's going to run straight there with bump. Louis, no, well, Louis. Yeah, Louis threw a couple. Yeah. Kind of like to roll this way a little bit. Okay. No, it's all right.
Don Westphal. Again, an opportunity here for Quebec to set up their deuce. Tie the game going to 10.
Come on! Hurry!
And they'll sit there.
All right.
It doesn't take very long to decide to play the double, does he, Linda?
No, there's a lot of players looking at this situation. They would play shot rock and roll behind the other rock, the Redstone top 12. But in this case, Kevin's playing the double.
A little left.
And when you start to select shots, there's a sort of a little checklist skips go through, and one of them is your own strength. Can you make the shot? And this is a strength of Kevin Martin's.
We saw a great angle raised to get his one in the first. Now trying to get himself out of some trouble here, not give up a deuce if he can. Curl, he says, and it'll curl across the top. So the chance is there now for Quebec. Hit the rings, put it in the paint, and you've scored 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh. What's that? Yeah, oh no. All right.
Nothing is changing.
To tie it up, coming home without last rock.
Well, you think of all those points, you go back, and you'll go home to the room, and you'll say, "Geez, I think we should have won that game."
Clean.
I don't know how many times I've done that. You go back and think, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Boy, Donnie.
That's it, guys. Sweet.
Good sweep.
Sweet.
But there's lots of stones to come with the free guard zone rule.
So they'll go to 10. It's all tied. 4-4. And the keystone of the 10?
That's the way they needed one end to
Maybe
go.
the first stone by Louis Biron. In the free guard zone or in the rings. Go tell the story. Updating the game between PEI and Newfoundland. 9th end is opening draw. 5-1. Newfoundland leading. Final stone for Prince Edward Island. Peter Gallant throwing skip stones. The third is moved up with Robert Campbell ill. makes the hit and rolls and will sit for 2. So it's Newfoundland leading by 1, and they do have last rock coming home.
Oh, well, I think we needed that, Duff. Whoa, buddy. Oh, look.
First stone, free guard zone, keystone.
No.
Right.
No.
Right.
That is a cardinal sin. No one knows it more than Louis, but you cannot do that.
Peel.
Tie game, you got that whole area out in front. You've got to be out there someplace, anywhere.
Turn. He'll make this. He'll make this.
Don Bartlett.
They don't need to stay. They'll just roll everything out.
Good, perfect.
Right until Skip's
That's
rock.
the other thing too, Linda. You're playing the best peeling team in the game, or one of them for sure. And I mean, Louis is pretty sick about that, I can tell you.
Oh.
Some email by
Here
AT&T Canada
for that.
from Sherry LaChapelle
a little bit
in
that side,
Ottawa.
yeah.
How many of the teams at the 97
Do that.
Labatt Brier have qualified for the other playdowns? And just one. That's Ed Wernick, and another team will be coming out of this, the champion, unless Wernick wins. And then of course it will be the second place team, the loser in the final.
Yep.
So that's the that's the
Keep
bonus.
restrained a
That's
bit.
the added prize this year here in Calgary to be in that field in Brandon in November to determine who will represent Canada.
And the final spot next week at the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg. WCT Championship. There he is.
Sure am. I'd rather be playing, but it gives us a chance to have a look at the ice, and looks great. Looks like it's going to be fun.
Ed Wernick, who is curling out of the Churchill Curling Club, just north of metropolitan Toronto in the Bradford area. And he has a bye in this opening draw. He'll open against the Yukon Northwest Territories tonight.
I'll go a little bit. Yeah.
It is a little tough to have the bye, and I would think in that game tonight the Territories be a little tougher on them, not having the experience, coming out for the ceremonies, getting all ready, and then having to wait for your first round game. It's a little bit more difficult.
Team of Lonnie Kofod from the Whitehorse Curling Club. All the members rookies, first timers.
That's all right. Leave it. Okay.
Well, it's a discouraging end because of that one coming in. Now there is just the exchange of hits. You feel so helpless. Need a nose hit or a miss.
Clean.
Rudy Remsharen. And that may be it.
A little opening.
Yeah, good.
Little opening is right.
Here.
I didn't see it. I knew it didn't get off the line right away.
It's going around it right away.
This is a decision you have to make. They're trying to get some separation between the rock that's just biting, belonging to the opponent, and this rock. If they put it up front, there would be a double peel possibility, so they're trying to get extra separation by bringing it in.
Back here.
Back of the forefoot.
Hard.
Back of the forefoot is perfect. Even in the open is not bad.
Straight back. Come on, you got to work it. Got to work it. Come on. Keep going. Hurry. Okay. Sweet.
You might be wondering why we say behind the tee line in that situation. What you're hoping, of course, is that Kevin trying to peel this off. You get a nose hit, and then it's behind the tee line. You may have something to sit on top of.
Real hard.
He definitely got that one going. He got it started.
Rudy Remsharen. Oh, they just got it by. Some great brushing there by Bartlett and Walchuk, the two Donnies.
But that's why I was saying to you that rock would have been better. The Quebec rock would have been better behind the tee line. Then you get that nose hit. then you can come down and sit on it. But that's a good situation for Quebec. They have something going, Linda. Something.
Some rocks in play, even though they both
The
belong
rocks
to
carry forward a
Alberta.
little bit, eh? When you
Right.
throw them hard.
Either that or. Well, you get there.
Yeah. What, should buy me?
I know. I'm thinking,
You can throw a long guard here too, Linda.
yeah, you can push it here. It's not bad. It's tough.
Three's not bad, too.
All right. Okay.
Dan Lemery in the first of the third stones here in this 10th of a 4-4 tie opening draw of the 97 Labatt Brier.
No.
It's where they're having trouble
No.
getting it to move in enough, and
No.
they definitely want to get the right
Room.
angle on this,
Room,
or
lots
the
of room. No, can't
Alberta
bounce
team
it.
can spill it out very easily.
No.
Yep,
No.
yep.
No. That's good.
Very nice shot.
Go ahead.
Kevin will try and run the front one back now.
Don Walchuk.
Hard! Good.
Oh, goodness.
Terrific shot. Those are the shots they play so well.
Want that or this?
On guard, go.
Want that or that?
Keeping our eye on the game between British
boy's not
Columbia
bad.
and Manitoba as they
Guard this
play
side.
9. 4-3 BC leading. This the final stone from Barry McPhee from Kamloops.
Time out.
And Manitoba is lying 1, possibly 2 right now. And McPhee trying to play the little tick on his own red to squeeze it across and get shot stoned. Will give up a steal of 2. And Vic Peters and Manitoba, just like that for the first time in the game, now have a 5-4 lead.
An indication with that big weight, they just don't curl at all, Linda.
We're looking for a jam or a miss. That's right.
On guard.
I'm just thinking if we get a guard on this side, he hits it high side, he might jam it somewhere in the yellow. I don't know.
If you put it on this side, he's
Yeah.
going to play like the outside in,
Oh,
inside out to peel it.
Yeah, we haven't played that
What?
much, though.
Je pense que dans les autres,
And
si
tap-
tu tapes pas là, lui, il va trouver la
Like,
tape à
I
lui.
think you got to tap it back
Like, if we don't make it,
on his.
yeah. And if we don't, you know.
If we tap it back on it and he makes a peel, if you make a good freeze, he almost has to blank the end.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais,
Like,
oui, parce que
Fine.
No, to get yours out.
Okay, he's going to blank that, and I'll try and get around that. And then he's just going to draw for 1.
No, but I mean on your last one,
Yeah, I know.
we might
Yeah.
have to freeze
Yeah.
if you tap it back. Throw a guard in your first one and then freeze in the second.
Yeah, we can tap her either way, like you say. Tap it back, he goes block. You put a guard, he
So,
goes
we're
block.
going to do.
You know,
Hein? Voilà.
steal the rock from sheet.
Il enlève la honte.
I don't know. Well,
Il va regarder à la fin.
Moi, j'aime le tap back, mais ça me démarre pas le guard.
Moi aussi, j'aime le tape.
Il miss
want
pareil.
tap back?
OK.
Yeah, exactly. Either way. We're going to split it. Okay.
The other
same
option,
deal.
of course, was to play out in front.
Little less, Donnie.
You heard
Little
Don
less.
talk about maybe even over the
Well,
other side,
we had that.
hoping he might jam it. They decided to freeze to it right now. Tap it back a bit.
Dan Lemery.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Where is it?
Yep.
Where is it?
Okay, whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Where is it?
Whoa.
What? Oh.
Yep.
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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay,
Just a
Dan.
little bit too far.
Yeah, too far. Wanted to tap it back, but just back into the back of the forefoot. Wanted to tap it back into this area here, not way back here.
Don Walchuk.
Good.
That's all right.
Oh, you threw that good. Oh.
I don't think. Pretty sure. No, you're gonna try. Okay. I think you got to go that side of it, bud.
Comme fallait jouer l'outer qu'on n'a pas joué souvent.
Right?
Talking about playing a front rock.
In the discussion about a front rock, they were deciding to put it
Yeah, you
on
gotta put
the
the guard up.
other side of center
No
line,
choice.
hoping for a miss hit. If it's played from the
Second one,
inside
we don't
out,
have
maybe
much.
it's a little trickier spot.
The right inside run.
Which one?
On the right inside, one that just rolls.
Oh, I see what you're Yeah. I see what you're saying. All right.
Peel, if it's from the outside
No.
in, potentially might
Yeah,
jam.
just
So
a
they're
guard.
trying to force Alberta
Yeah.
into a turn that maybe they haven't played as much. Now you're just searching for a spot where you can get a miss.
Don
Curl a
Westphal,
bit if
first
you can.
stone for the Quebec skip in a
Yeah, bring it
4-4
deep.
tie.
it
Alberta
is.
has hammer.
A little
Wants
bit.
it to cross the center line a little bit if he can.
Yeah, a
Not a
little
lot, but
A little bit.
just like to get it to the center
right.
line and over it a wee bit.
That's good.
That's all you have.
It's the edge of the rock, Donnie.
Maybe.
And
Well-
already plotting where he might go with his last
So
one.
tap so here. Maybe half there.
7.
Well, he might have Kevin into the turn that he hasn't played as well this game. But these are the type of shots Kevin does like.
First for the Alberta skip.
Clean.
Yep. Hard.
Good.
Okay.
So you've got one left. Where do you go, Quebec?
I think you got to try an angle. Just tap it back a little bit. Sit in front of it, hoping Kevin might jam on the way by, or he could also choose to draw. That's all you could.
Boy, man.
Just come down on this
know.
one here.
No, I know.
Just tap it
We'll
back
just
to
wait and
about
turn.
here.
Big weight. Oh,
Try
no,
and
it's
sit
fine.
right where the stone is
What?
now.
Oh, ben là, il y a un shot tough en aussi.
Yeah, faut que ça arrête d'être là.
I know.
Either or. Si on tape ça, lui, il joue quoi? Inside, in-turn hit? Where?
I guess.
Peel weight.
Aye. Corner or rock.
Si on met hit, il joue
Goodbye.
quoi?
Ben là, il va te withdraw.
Wow, you think so?
Ouais, je pense bien.
All right. Well, then that's probably the better shot. Okay. I think you need that. Hey?
Okay.
At least. Is that Cisa?
He's going to try and tuck around the front one, Linda.
Or a bit more, maybe? A bit more, I think, then. Okay.
Well, they know how good Kevin has been. And there was the one
That's a
he
little
did
tough,
miss
but
last in where it was
If we
partially
get it
covered
half
by a front
around,
rock.
he probably just plays it straight.
Kevin's gonna have to follow you up. Isn't he?
Yeah, probably. Okay. Well. No. Exactly. I hope that's enough ice. Should be.
Final stone then for Quebec. And Don Westphal wants to make
Keep her high up.
Kevin Martin play his
Hard.
last.
Hard for line.
Yeah, hard for line.
Hard for line. Yeah. Hard for line.
It's really curling.
Hard.
Okay.
Where's the weight? Good. Line's good.
Okay. Line's good. Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Easy.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just by now. Will it sit for shot? It has.
It's about the best he could do,
Hey, guys.
Linda.
That was a
Great
great
sweep.
shot.
Beautiful.
Kevin will just draw now.
Good call, bud.
Super.
Thanks.
Best he can do.
That was a good shot.
absolutely the best you could do. Kevin has to be full 8 foot. Has he had a lot of draws, Linda, lately?
Played a lot of big weight shots lately, so you don't get quite the same feel. They've been timing them and watching them very carefully.
How much? Okay.
Looks pretty good. Don feels.
Bartlett, Ramcharan, full 8. Full 8.
It looks pretty good.
Walchuk thinking about it. Now they want to give the skip the confidence they can put it on the button, and guess where he puts it? Right on the pin.
Good luck, Dave.
So Alberta will win opening game 5-4, but Quebec might think this was a game they had the chance to win. And on a day that maybe Kevin Martin could have been beaten. He won't lose many this week. And he's a 5-4 winner here in the opening draw of the Labatt Brier.
The 1997 Labatt Brier from Calgary, Alberta. Brought to you by Labatt, Good Things Brewing. By Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond. And by AT&T Canada. In a world of long distance, there is only one true choice.
Updating the game between Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, 5-4. Newfoundland leading as they play 10. Final stone, Jeff Thomas, St. John's Curling Club will hit. Shooter won't hang around. He'll get his one for a 6-4 win over PEI, handicapped by the sickness of their skipper, Robert Campbell, and a bit of a break now for PEI. They have tonight's draw off, which will give Campbell a chance to further recuperate, and then they're back on the ice tomorrow. So Newfoundland and Thomas pick up the win. 3 games are complete, just 1 remaining in this opening draw of this 97 Labatt Brier, and this game has really turned around. British Columbia at one point led 3-0, but it is now a 5-4 Manitoba lead. Vic Peters with a steal of 2 in 9. BC and Barry McPhee, BC playing Redstones, have last rock.
Well, there's 2 long guards here out in front, and so Vic has chosen to go in behind them, get there first.
This is the first stone for the Manitoba skip.
Actually, the Redstone closest to the house was a draw. They were trying to play a come around the BC team, and it dropped short. They didn't sweep it very much, so I don't know if the ice surprised them. And now Barry's going to play the come around the other direction and try and get around both of those red rocks.
Vic definitely wanted that to the top of the 4-foot. They had to wait for it because it was going to look like it was going to be open for a while. He was looking to get this stone here into this area right here, behind these, in front of the T-line, mind you. Barry now will try and get down in here, try and set up the possibility of scoring his 2.
Barry McPhee. First stone for the BC skip out of the Kamloops Curling Club. Terrific start last year in his hometown, but then he lost his last 5 to finish 4-7. Will rub on that long guard. Stay with us right after the game. Sports Desk and Jim Van Horn.
Thanks, Vic. Busy day in the world of sports. I'll tell you, we've got basketball, hockey, afternoon action. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh added today. Lindros and Lemieux both back in the lineup when curling is done, Vic.
And it will be done shortly, Jim. Thank you. As we play this 10th and final end, 5-4. Manitoba leading, BC with hammer, and right now British Columbia in lots of trouble as Peters gets ready to throw his last and talk about it.
Well, he's lying one. This is the shot rock right here. This rock here, of course, you just saw it just chip this guard and come that way. And so Vic, Vic could hit that and get it out of the rings, but he's thinking maybe trying to win the game right here. You got to remember, Vic, this game could go extra ends.
That's true. It could.
It could very easily.
Which means Jim Van Horn will be with you a little later. Well, it's a familiar team. Peters, Carey, Neufeld.
Does he come here and tap that back into this area here? You got to be careful not to set up the double. as this rock would then come into play. You could hit the back one and assure yourself of the at least the extra end, Linda. Vic has chosen to try and win it right here.
They're still talking about it a little bit.
Scott Grant intervening at mid-ice. Chris Neufeld.
And Scott Grant is the newcomer to this team. Don Rudd, longtime lead, is the 5th man for this championship team from the Granite in Winnipeg.
Chris Neufeld, of course, we remember. Vic's championship years.
They've changed their mind to the hit. The one worry when you're playing that raise, the tap that Ray showed us, is it is more difficult to get it so there isn't a double because that Yellowstone is fairly nicely buried. Add a little bit of weight and you're really not sure of the amount of curl you're going to get. If you roll off it at all, you might set up that double.
Absolutely.
I would definitely want to roll away from this spot and give Barry just a cold draw. Barry had a very difficult shot in 9, which he did not make, and now the last one he played, the draw was actually heavy.
Yeah, you can roll right out of the ring. You just got to make contact, get it out of there.
Final stone for Vic Peters. He leads 5-4, but without last rock.
Okay.
To force it now to an extra end.
Out-turn draw. Full 8 foot.
The Canadian champion in 1992, Vic Peters.
As you look at the scoreboard, it's not a terribly high-scoring game, but this is the game that seems to have had the most rocks in play in our first round.
Vic Peters is very aggressive, and Barry likes to come around a lot of rocks, Linda, so you'd expect that from these two teams. Out-turn draw, he's scoring 81%, so the percentage of making this is in his favor.
Oh, and he's put down his brush. He thinks he may be light here.
And may not even get to the hot line the way they're looking at it. It's very light.
It is. He won't even make it. Barry McPhee will give up 3 here. He'll lose at 8-4. Manitoba. Peters a big turnaround after trailing 3-0. So the first draw is complete here at the Labatt Brier. Time now for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Interstate Batteries that are our featured game, Quebec and Alberta.
It was a game of missed opportunities, and we could have picked a number of points in the game where there was a turn, a move, a momentum shift, but it was the last draw. Don Westphal of Quebec made a nice come around, the best he could do into the 8-foot, forced Kevin Martin of Alberta to make a draw to the 4-foot, but an open house. Kevin doesn't miss a lot of these, and this is the winning point and a great start for Alberta.
Alberta goes on to win it. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Interstate Batteries. Power fast, built to last. Alberta wins at 5-4 over Quebec. That completes this opening draw here of this 97 Labatt Brier. Just a reminder, we'll be back with you at midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific, Saskatchewan. Jim Packett goes against Northern Ontario and the team from the Sioux Curlers Association. So till then, on behalf of Linda, Ray, and our entire crew, I'm Vic Brother. Thanks for joining us. Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage is right here on TSN. Sports Desk is next.